It's great having you with me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. Today we are going to talk about the foundational principle of peace. This is episode number 136. I was with a group of people lately, friends and some family, and I noticed the difference in some of the people. Some of them had a lot of peace. Even though it was chaotic and there was a lot of noise and there was a lot of interaction and there was some disagreement, some of the people there had peace. Some of the people there had no internal peace, no external peace. They were already kind of, all bent out of shape on their own. And then all this chaos and some of this noise fostered more of the same in them. And they struggled. They struggled to get along. I think they actually struggled to enjoy the day. In fact, a couple of them later expressed to me a great deal of frustration about the day, but not a lot of joy out of what happened during the day. And the difference was their own personal place where they came from. Did they start off with peace? Did they end up with peace? I want to acknowledge you. If you have a lake and it is fully calm, there's not a ripple to be seen. It's like a piece of glass. Someone throws something in. There's going to be movement. There's going to be a ripple effect. You're not going to change that reality. But in a short little while, it will return to that same calm and smooth surface. Okay. Now, if you start up something like a paddle boat and it's churning and churning and churning and churning and churning, you're not going to see a lot of smooth water for a while. But eventually, once that paddle boat stops, it's going to go right back to a calm surface and peace. My question for you today is, do I have peace? If you don't have any, it is very unlikely that there is much peace in your house. Because as the mom or the dad, as the parent and the leader, your attitude actually affects every person in the household. It's a big deal because kids have plenty of chaos. Kids have all kinds of noise and all kinds of activity. If you don't have any peace, you don't have a peaceful home. One of those same people had a conversation with me and said to me after it was all over, "Miss Violet, whenever we speak, afterwards, I always have such a calm heart. You really help me find a place of peace," which I rejoice about. That's awesome. That is so exciting for me that I can help someone get there. What I want you to know is you can get there yourself and you can help your children and your home come to that place of peace. You may not believe it. It might take time, but I want to assure you it is possible. Okay, how in the world do I get to a place where I have peace and my home is a place of relative peace? Now, don't think that this is going to be 100% every day. That's a joke. Okay, I want you to know that. But inside of your own life, if you're constantly chewing things over, I can't believe she said that to me. I can't believe he acted like that. I can't believe my boss did this. I can't believe so-and-so expects this out of me. I'm so angry that this happened. I'm so frustrated about this situation. Do you know what? You're doing all of this your own self. You are keeping yourself from having any kind of peace, and it's nobody's fault. You are doing this. So if you're one of these people who is constantly replaying in your mind bad stuff, even stuff from 20 years ago, much less stuff from last week and yesterday, you're just going over and over. I mean, like a dog with a bone with a little bit of meat on it. You are never going to let this critter go. You're not going to have any peace, and you're doing this. I'm never going to apologize for telling the truth to you. You need to learn how to let something go. No joke. It doesn't mean it's resolved. It doesn't mean the person's never going to do it again. It doesn't mean you're never going to experience anger or frustration about it, but you have got to let it go. You understand me? Because you're doing it yourself. Then when things happen, and oh my word, things happen, it's your decision about how you respond. If you decide to yell and scream and pitch a fit and I can't believe it and you know better and you're so stupid and what were you thinking? You can do that. And you're not bringing any peace to yourself or to the situation. Or you could take a breath or two. And when you get your handle on your inner world a little bit, you say, I don't like this. I'm not thrilled about this. I'm not sure that you made a good choice at all. And we're going to deal with this. And here's how. See, you have a relative amount of peace that you brought to the situation. The other day, with some friends of mine, we were having a meal. They have a son who can be pretty wild, and he took a bottle of salad dressing, red salad dressing, and he could see that there was quite a bit in there, and he starts shaking it like this, upside down. Well, unbeknownst to a few of us, he didn't have the cap screwed on very well. I said, could you let me help you? So he handed it to me. I tapped it on my hand. I took off the lid, and there were like 2.5 tablespoons of dressing right there. About 5 minutes later, the dad looks up, and all across the ceiling is this arc of splotches getting smaller of red dressing. He said, go get a paper towel, which the child did. And then behind him is another whole line of red splotches. And then I looked behind me, and all down the back wall, there's another curved line of red splotches. 3 big messes of red salad dressing on the walls, on the ceiling. The dad and frankly the mom are hot. And I said, you probably don't want to use paper towel because it will take off the paint. You most likely would like to use a cloth with cold water, which they got. And the dad started scrubbing the ceiling. I scrubbed the wall. The young person started scrubbing the other wall and a few other things that it got on. Of course, the kid is laughing, thought it was hilarious. The parents are ticked. And I said, remember my best way to deal with things when they're really bugging me? And that is, this is going to make a great story to tell my grandkids. And everyone started laughing. And it let go of some of the tension. One of the ways to help bring peace is to alleviate the tension. Just change the point of view a minute. If you can even laugh about the exact situation while it's happening, it will bring a great deal of peace. Kind of calms everybody down a little bit. If someone's really furious, parents ready to slap you into next Tuesday or across the room, it's not the best time to introduce humor. But I know these people, and it really was kind of comical, and they weren't that angry. It really did alleviate some of the tension. One of the ways to bring peace is alleviate the tension. Another thing you can do when there isn't very much peace is just to acknowledge it. Okay, everybody's pretty nuts today. Even me. I'm kind of going nuts. I'm not having the best day I ever had. And we're going to be okay. Okay? It really is. We're all going to sit down. We're going to take 5 minutes to breathe. Nobody's going to talk. No one's going to touch anything to break it. We're just going to all calm down and settle down. Okay? You can acknowledge that it's not very good, and you can settle down. That does really, truly work. I want you to know that, especially in a group. When you have a classroom full of kids and they're all rowdy and they're running around and they can't get a hold of it, you just say to them, we're going to take 5 minutes. You're going to put your head down quietly on your desk. When you lift up your head, you're not going to start talking again or running around the classroom. It's amazing with first or second graders. It'll just bring them under control. You can bring peace just by acknowledging that it's not there and taking a minute. Okay? That really does work. Another thing you can do, especially when there is long-term chaos, is deal with the chaos. Okay? If your house has really been out of control a long time, if you're just starting to watch this, if you are only in the last month or two developing skills as a parent and learning to get a handle on your own emotional state, helping your household get a handle on things, establishing a schedule, getting things better under control, you can admit we've had long-term chaos here. We aren't just going to magically suddenly one day have peace around here. You can deal with the chaos. If you generally have a well-managed household and yet you're having a day where nothing is well managed, it's very out of control and it's really obvious to you and you're not having a really great time. Again, you deal with the chaos. You say, I'm not really sure what's going on today, but a couple of us are struggling with our attitude and stuff is thrown all over the house. Let's take a couple minutes. We're going to pick everything up and we're going to do something different. So literally, if you're a homeschool mom or a homeschool dad and it's been a terrible day, you say, we're going to take an hour break. We're going to sit here and play Uno. We're going to laugh. We're going to be a little bit crazy. We're going to eat M&Ms and popcorn. I mean, really change it up. Deal with the chaos. It's amazing what laughter will do to alleviate stress and chaos. That's why I said that about do something a little bit crazy. You know, you can even go outdoors and have a water balloon fight. No joke. Just fill up a bunch of little balloons with water, have two opposite teams, play catch with them till somebody's breaks or whatever. Just do something kind of crazy that's radically out of the norm for half an hour to an hour. It will alleviate a lot of the tension, help you deal with the chaos and come back refreshed and in a calmer place. It's kind of like that ripple effect thing and you let the water calm. If you have a long-standing problem, you have a sick parent that keeps interfering with your peace and everyone else's peace. You're getting called up in the night and they're sick and they're at the hospital and they're at the doctor and you know you can't really help that. There's nothing you're going to do about that. You're not going to magically make your mom or dad better as much as you wish to goodness that you could. And I get that. And so again, you acknowledge this is not a very peaceful time in our life. There's a lot of chaos going on and you find moments of peace. Whether that's that you sit down to dinner every night as a family and you even let people know at the nursing home or the hospital between 5:30 and 6 p.m., no matter how many times you call me or text me, I'm not going to be answering. And in the peace and quiet of your own mind, you accept that maybe they're going to get sick or they're going to fall or something bad's going to happen in those 30 minutes. Can you control that anyway? No, you cannot. And take those 30 minutes to sit down and eat a meal with your family. Take those moments of peace, even out of a really crazy time that's perhaps even long-standing, and enjoy a little bit of peace. At times when life is horribly chaotic and you cannot help it, you need to specifically time parts of peace into your world. That means take a bubble bath, read a book, go out for 2 hours to a movie with your spouse. You have to do things that are going to bring peace into your world. That isn't the same for every human being. I want you to know. For some people, it's just go sit on the back porch with a cup of tea and watch the birds and the squirrels in the backyard. Some people would be bored straight out of their mind if that's what they were doing. Other people need to go take a walk. Somebody might need to ride their bicycle. Someone might need to sit down with a friend. Whatever that thing is, do that. When you know how to have peace, you've really established in your life the principle of peace. You can give it to someone else. A friend calls you, your neighbor is really frantic. This is going on, I'm crazy, I don't know what to do, my kids are... And you listen to them, and you're just calm, and you have a quiet heart. That really does bring peace to people. Just your presence can be calming and bring peace. Once you have it for yourself, you can actually share it with somebody else. I could not do this video without acknowledging this to you. One of the main reasons that I have such a peaceful life today is I have a peaceful inner life with God. If your life is very out of order, you're doing things that oppose your own conscience and your own moral structure, and you have no peace, I'm not surprised. You can't do it all wrong and still have peace. You won't be at peace with yourself. If you're really struggling in your spiritual life with God, you're angry at Him, something bad happened to you, and you think He did that, or that's all His fault, you won't be able to come to a place where you find peace. Woo! I'm sorry, Lisa. Oh, that was rough, Alyssa. Okay, sweet girl. Whew. You have to be able to come to a place where you can sit down in your own heart and mind with God and find a place of peace. I want you to know there is nothing like having a life that is at peace with God. I would invite you to find that place of peace and bring peace to your relationships and bring peace into your home. Thank you so much for being with me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. I am really excited to have you come and join me again. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.